So for my movie, it took me a while to figure out what I wanted to choose, just because I wanted to enlighten Ryan's vision of sports movies. And I pretty much figured out what happened no matter what. So I ended up choosing between like 6 movies, and I ended up landing on Moneyball, starring Fat Jonah Hill.
Yes.
And Tom Cruise.
And Rob Schneider.
Who the fuck? What's the actor's name?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt!
How do you forget Brad Pitt?
Because I made the Tom Cruise joke, and I'm like, shit.
It wasn't a joke.
Actually.
You thought he was.
No, I knew it wasn't Tom Cruise.
I don't believe you.
I just couldn't think of another
Forgot.
name, so I just said Tom Cruise. I always get them mixed up for some reason.
Chris Pratt.
Chris
Yeah.
Pratt had a well.
And that was one of my favorite parts because
I knew he was in it.
and you.
I did not. I had
Okay,
never
yeah.
seen the movie.
These two had never seen it before. Anthony had
I'd
seen
seen, like,
some of it
2/3 of it.
and knew most of what was going on. And when that part came up, I was just like, I wasn't even watching the movie anymore. I was just staring over at them, just wanting to see their reaction when just like, oh, we're gonna go inside and there's Chris Pratt. Just super young Chris Pratt, just sitting
What's
there
this
being
guy?
a disabled first baseman.
Like
I think he was
Catcher.
catcher at the time.
pre-Parks and Rec
Turned into
Chris
first
Pratt.
Yeah.
Star-Lord.
Yeah, just think how long ago that was. It's when Jonah Hill was fat.
Wow.
Yeah. I chose because I really enjoyed the movie and I wanted to own it, so I went out and bought it pretty much. And then I wanted to enlighten Ryan. This manager, Billy Bean, based on true events, Billy Bean is managing the Oakland Athletics, Major League Baseball team. If you don't know what that is, the Oakland Athletics are one of the smallest market teams in baseball compared to like the Red Sox or the Yankees. They have a really minimal amount of money to work with, so he has to pick and choose not random players, but players based on almost analytics alone is what he ended up going with. And working with Fat Jonah Hill, they chose pretty much this misfit team who analytically is projected to get enough wins to make to the postseason. But actually getting there is another story. I don't know why I like it so much, but because I love baseball and yeah.
My favorite part of the movie was the fact that it was the only movie picked that was actually about sports. So that was cool. Good one. Yeah.
Proud of you.
I
try.
I love Fat Jonah Hill in every movie. Chris Pratt was awesome. My favorite part was the ending when spoilers, the Twins knocked them out of the playoffs.
I was gonna say if you didn't.
Yeah, Minnesota sports. Disappointing other teams for once.
We're not Minnesota fans.
No, not at all.
No.
Yeah. That was yesterday.
NFC
Yeah,
no
it was.
jabs, yeah, celebration. Okay.
My only real knock on, like literally my only knock on the movie is that it's a very generic sports movie. That's all there really is to say about it in my opinion. Like the acting's great, the storyline is great, the way they portrayed everything, the characters in the storyline it's great. They did a great job with it, but it's a very generic story because it's based on true events. So can't really go wrong with it, but it's not
Not gonna blow your minds.
amazing. Yeah, it's not gonna blow your mind. Thank you.
That's fair.
If I had to sum up Moneyball, or my feelings on Moneyball in one sentence, I would say that it's a movie that while you're watching it, you're thinking, this is awesome, but 2 weeks later, you forget what happened.
That's great.
Because you're watching it and you're like, this is all so awesome. This actually happened, sort of. And this is stuff that actually goes on in our world. And at the end, you're thinking, they did such a great job with that story. And then you just don't remember it. And I think it goes back to being kind of a generic sports movie, like you said. Because while I was watching it, all I was thinking was, man, I might have to put this above A Knight's Tale because Brad Pitt does wonderful. And I love Chris Pratt, and I love Oh,
Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill.
That Jonah Hill.
I love all Jonah Hill. I don't even care.
Well, yeah.
It's fun.
But-
I hate skinny Jonah Hill.
I loved everything about the movie. And I think the only thing I have going against it right now is that it's taken us so long to get this review. Now that we're talking about it, I remember everything, but the fact that in between them, I remember the other 3 movies way more vividly. So it was the best movie while I was watching it, but the most forgettable movie afterwards. So had to kind of take that into my own account.
Moneyball. I liked Moneyball a lot. What I liked about it was less about what was happening on the field, more about the strategic moves that were happening behind the scenes. I found that really interesting. Much more interesting than stuff that happens. I don't know. That's kind of more what I like, I guess, in general. So I liked Moneyball a lot because it was a slightly different approach, if still kind of a generic movie. But honestly, I really liked it a lot. I think I liked it more than you would expect I did. So I thought it was interesting. I really did. And
Good sign.
yeah, it's a good sign, Josh. I don't really have too much more to say other than what they've covered. Yeah, no complaints, none whatsoever.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, I guess just to reiterate, I think the reason why I like it so much is because it's all based on true events, and if that does make it a little bit of a more generic movie, I'm alright with it. And to what Ryan was saying, before this happened, baseball analytics and the concept of Moneyball, which is it's in the title, it's an actual concept now. It wasn't really a thing until the Billy Bean era. I mean, it was obviously teams had to work around having a small salary, but after this, they kind of saw that a team was actually able to succeed if they committed to it, and now teams have been adopting that since, and you get this more wide range of teams that can compete while still using it. And I just think that maybe it's just the concept that's cool, but just having it being portrayed through the movie and being able to see how it really worked, and I know it's not going to be 100% exactly how it actually happened. It's a movie, obviously, but just having it being portrayed in a movie, I thought was a really cool idea.
Go Twins.
Go Twins.
Huzzah!
That's what the real point of this movie.
That is.
Yeah.
The moral of the story is the Twins always win.
Even when they have a lot of losing seasons.